tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this 9-patch granny square bag with a faux leather strap. Really simple and easy. You just have to learn how to make this solid color granny square, stitch the squares together, and then stitch the 2 panels together, and then sew on the D-rings. So really easy, and then you have a nice cute bag, really decent size too. So for this pattern or tutorial, you will need a 5mm crochet hook. You will need 4 medium weight yarn. I'm using loops and threads from Michaels. I'll link the exact colors that I'm using for this bag in the description. You'll also need these 1/2 inch D-rings. Got these on Amazon, and then a faux leather strap to just hook on, and I got this strap on Amazon as well. You will need scissors and a tapestry needle to sew on the D-rings. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. If I did add a fabric lining to the inside, which I do recommend, the fabric lining will be in a separate tutorial. This will just be the crochet portion. So I'll link the tutorial to make the lining in the description below. For that, you'll need a yard of fabric, sewing needle and thread, and sewing pins, but I'll show you all that in the other tutorial. But otherwise, that's all you need to make this really, really cute bag. So let's get started. All right, so to get started, the only thing that you really need to learn for this tutorial is how to make this solid colored granny square. So with your 5mm crochet hook and your 4 medium weight yarn, we're gonna start by making a magic ring. So wrap the yarn around your fingers and then cross it. Hold on to that with your thumb. Insert your hook into that ring and pull a loop through. Then hold on to that, and you're going to chain up 4. From there, you're going to make 3 double crochet into the magic ring. So yarn over, pull a loop through, yarn over again. You're going to pull through the first 2 loops on the hook, and then yarn over and pull through the other 2 loops on the hook. And you'll do that 2 more times. So yarn over, pull through the first 2, and pull through the second 2. And do that again. Then you're going to chain 2. 1, 2. And you're going to repeat that 2 more times. So you have 3 double crochet. And then chain 2. And repeat it again. 3 double crochet. I like to do this little pinch and pull method. Works for me. Pinch and pull. And then after you do these 3 double crochet, you'll chain 2 again. So you've done that 3 times total. 3 double crochet, chain 2, repeat it 2 more times. And then this last time, you're just going to do 2 double crochet into the magic ring. The original chain 4 that you did is basically considered a double crochet. So you're not going to do a 3rd double crochet here, you'll just do 2. And you're going to insert with a slip stitch into the 1, 2, 3rd chain of that original chain 4. So insert it there, pull a loop through, and then pull that loop through the loop that's on your hook already. From here, you can take the tail and then just pull your magic ring closed. Okay, so from here, we're going to go into round 2. So this was round 1 of the granny square. Now we're going to go into round 2. So I'm going to make another slip stitch into that chain 1 space here. So just insert it into that whole entire space and then just pull a loop through. So now we're like really ready to start round 2. So for round 2, you'll chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then make 2 double crochet in this big chain 1 space. So 1 double crochet and then make another one. Now we're going to start to double crochet in the double crochets from the previous round. The one thing that you want to make sure is you don't skip that first stitch. It's sometimes a little hidden underneath these double crochets, so kind of move those over, and you're going to do a double crochet into this first stitch here. So make a double crochet and then just keep going across. So that's 1, 2, 3. Now I'm ready to double crochet into this big chain 1 space, or chain 2 space I should say, from the previous round. You're going to make 2 double crochet into that space. And then chain 2. 1, 2. And then make 2 double crochet in that space again. So that basically just makes that corner. So now I'm going to do 3 double crochet going across these 3 double crochet from the previous round. Again, make sure you pull these stitches over so you get into that first space. Make a double crochet there. Make another one in the next stitch. And make another one. So we just made 3 more double crochet. And now we're going to go into this next corner. Every corner is always the same. So you do 2 double crochet. Get right into that corner space. Chain 2. And make 2 more double crochet into that corner. Okay, so now we're going to do 3 more double crochet. I'm going to pull these over, get into that first space. 1, 2, 3. And then now we're ready for the corner. So make 2 double crochet. Chain 2, 1, 2. And make 2 more double crochet. Okay, and then I'm going to make 3 more double crochet. So get into that first space. 2 and 3. And we need to do 1 more double crochet. So you're going to yarn over and you're going to go back into that first chain 2 space where this is the chain 4 from where you started. So you're going to make a double crochet right next to it and make another double crochet. So it all goes into that big space here. And now same as from the first round is you're going to insert into the 1, 2, 3rd chain. So you're leaving a chain open and make a slip stitch. And then we're now ready to start round 3. Exact thing. We'll make a slip stitch to start in that chain 1 space. So now you're ready to chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over and you'll make 2 double crochet in that chain 1 space. So make sure you're going all the way into it. And then make sure again you don't miss that first spot right there. You want to go in there. And now we're going to do double crochet across all the stitches from the previous round. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 7 double crochet to get you to the next corner. So we're at the corner, corners are always the same. 2 double crochet into that chain 2 space from the previous round, and then chain 2, and then 2 double crochet again. Okay, so now I'm going to repeat this going all the way around. So I do 7 double crochet going across, then you're in the corner again, so 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, then 7 going across, same thing in the corner, and then 7 going across, and I'll show you how we're going to finish it off. Okay, so I just did that 7th double crochet going across. So now to finish, I'm going to make another double crochet into this big space right next to that chain 4. So insert in there, make a double crochet. Just make sure it doesn't get all bunched up. And then I'm going to make a slip stitch into the 1, 2, 3rd chain. From that first chain 4, make a slip stitch, and then make a slip knot. Pull it nice and tight. And now we're just going to cut the ends, cut the tail, and then just weave this through. Pull it through the front, pull it through the back. I'm actually just going through that chain 4 to pull it through. And I'll probably do one more to pull it through the back, and then just cut it. Okay, so now you are done with this granny square. So you're gonna make 18 granny squares total. You'll make 8 of color A, 8 of color B, and then 2 of color C. And now I'm gonna show you how we're going to stitch them all together. So next on deck, I'm going to show you how to stitch all of the squares together. So you want to make 2 panels. This is one panel, and then I already started putting together the other panel. So what I'm doing is I'm going to connect them going up this way, and then I'm going to show you how to connect them by going up this way, and then you can go across, and everything's going to be done with a slip stitch. What I think looks nice is using this color B, if you want to call it that, like the middle color, using that to connect them all, and then we're going to use color A to connect the 2 panels. So I'm going to start by making a slip knot and inserting my hook, then line up the 2 squares and find those 2 corners. I'm going to go into that middle chain into the back loop only. So if you see, there's a front loop, and then there's the back loop. I'm going through that back loop on this one and on this one. This one's a little tricky because there's a slip knot there, but we're going to do our best. So now take the yarn from behind, put it over the hook, and you're going to pull it through the light green, the dark green, and then pull it through that loop that's on the hook. So the first one is kind of the hardest. So now we're going to do the same thing where you're going to go through the dark green, again that back loop. And then go through the back loop on the light green. And then pull through all the loops on the hook. Okay, now here's the trick. Now we're going to go through the light green first, back loop, then the dark green, then pull all through all 3 loops on the hook. Now go dark green, light green, pull through all 3. Now go light green, dark green, pull through all 3. So you want to alternate which square, you insert the hook in first. But I'm just going through the back loops, back loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on the hook, and just keep alternating. And you want to just be mindful that the squares are lined up correctly as you go. Sometimes you'll get to the end and you'll realize that you're kind of way off, so then you might have to just backtrack a little bit or just start over. Sometimes that happens. Okay, so once you're at the final corner, this one's a little janky, but go through that back loop, and pull it through. Sometimes if it's the corner that has the slip knot, it's a little hard to find that back loop, so I just do my best to kind of jam my hook in there. Okay, so now I'm going to join this next granny square in, and you basically do the same thing. So you find that if you look here, you have the corner. I kind of have, it looks like there's 3 stitches you could pick from in the corner. I want to go to that middle one. And again, like I said, you're going into the back loop. So that one. Oops. And then same thing here. And again, this is where the slip knot is, so sometimes it's hard to find the back loop. And then take the color yarn B and pull through it all on the hook. And now go white, light green, pull through all 3, light green, white, pull through all 3, and just keep going, alternating back loops each color. I'm adding the final green. I'm going to go right into that corner back loop, into the corner back loop here, and pull the yarn through all 3 loops on the hook. See, this one you can tell that I didn't do a good job lining them up, so I'm just going to backtrack. I'm not sure where I went wrong, but we'll just backpedal here anyways. Okay, and then once you're at the end, you'll just make one final slip knot, pull it tight, cut, and then weave the ends. Okay, so now you're going to do the same exact thing going across this way. Now that I am done stitching all the squares together, I'm just going to make sure that any loose ends or any tails I weave through. Now that you have your 2 panels made, we're going to stitch them together. So you can line one on top of the other, make sure the corners are lined up, and you're going to leave one end open because that'll be the opening for your bag. So if this is the top of my bag, I'm going to start at this corner. So we're going to line up those two corners, and you're going to go through the back loops again of that middle stitch, that middle corner stitch on both of them. And then sneak the yarn through the back and slip stitch all of them together. So just pull through. And now you're going to stitch the panels the same way that you made these, you stitched the squares together. So everything is with a slip stitch. You're going to go through the left one and then the back loop of the right one and then pull it through, and then go right, left, pull it through, left, right, pull it through, right, left, pull it through, and you are just going to keep doing this, going around all three. So now you can see they're nicely stitched together. So you're going to go through this going down one side, second side, and then the third side. So you're left with just one opening. Now that you have the two panels stitched together, you're going to put the D-rings on the corners so you can put the bag strap on the sides of the bag. So you'll need these 1/2 inch D-rings and then a long piece of yarn. I'm going to use the same color that's in the corner, and a tapestry needle. So just take the yarn, put it through the tapestry needle, and then make a knot on the other end. I'm going to make like a triple knot. And before I do anything with the D-ring, I'm just going to go into the corner here and stitch a few times so I know that knot is not going anywhere. So I'm just going to go a bunch of times in and out within like the same area here in the corner. Okay, so I think that's enough. So now I'm going to take the D-ring and just place it right on the side, right there. And now I'm going to stitch from the back to the front, and then go inside the D-ring and bring it from the front to the back. And I'm just going to keep doing that, making the stitches really tight next to one another. So each time I go in that D-ring, I'm really going close to the stitch prior, just so it's nice and sturdy. And then once you get to the other side, it looks kind of nice and secure. Then from the back, I'm going to make a knot by taking my needle, putting it through, and making a loop. And then I'm going to put my needle through once, twice, and pull that knot in. And I'm going to do that again. So make a loop, and then pull it through once, twice, and make that knot. And then I'm just going to weave that in to the work a little bit and cut that tail. Okay, so now you're going to do the same thing on the other side and sew that D-ring on the same exact way. Okay, so once you have the D-ring sewed on, you can then go ahead and just take your bag strap, hook it on up, and you are good to go. If you do want to add the bag lining to the inside of the bag, I will have a separate video of how to hand sew fabric lining to the inside of your bag. I do recommend that, so that way when you're putting things in the bag, it doesn't stretch. Also, the straps don't stretch. It's just a good idea to put the lining in. So I will have that linked in the description. But otherwise, this was the end of the crochet portion of the bag. And there you have it. And if you watched the fabric lining tutorial as well, and you got the fabric lining in, then you are all done, and you have this really cute crossbody bag that is such a great size. Phone, wallet, keys, my Kindle. And then once you add the fabric lining, you can put as much stuff in here as you want because it's not going to stretch out. The handles aren't going to stretch out. It's just a really cute, easy, and quick bag. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you made it, what color combos you pick, I'd love to hear from you. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.